2014 OBBT selection show. I'm your host Gary. Joined with me as always, my co-host Ace.
How are we doing today?
Very good.
Great time of the year. 5th annual OBBT tournament.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? 5 years.
5 years. And they keep producing this show.
They keep asking us back.
Yes,
I don't get it.
Yes, they do.
I noticed your eyes looking a little red there. Care to share what happened?
Well, this is what I get, some of the discomforts of the job. I travel a lot, I scout a lot of these beanbag teams, and you know, when you're out of your comfort zone, sometimes you fall ill.
Not contagious, are you?
Definitely not contagious. Okay. Definitely not.
Well, we appreciate you working through the pain to be here with us.
Okay. No, I mean, I want to be here.
All right, well, let's get into it then.
All right.
Here's the selections. Ty and Allie get the number 1 seed overall. They face Adam and Sarah, who just barely squeaked into the tournament this year.
I'm supposed to care about a seed? I don't even care about whether we get in. Look at this nonsense. We're supposed to play bags in this? Way to think that one through, Case. Good job, genius.
In our 8-9 matchup, Rob and Katrina will face off against Scott and Liz. Sean and Katie get the 4 seed in the Minneapolis region. They'll face Corey and Marie. The hometown heroes, Casey and Christy, are the 5 seed. They'll face the 12 seed, Justin and Jesse.
First grouping in the Minneapolis bracket gives us Ty and Allie as the number 1 overall seed. Adam should actually be more concerned about his game rather than the conditions of the playing field. And then obviously the sleeper, as it has been for 3 years because I thought bowling just translated into bags, is Scott and Liz. But I did some more digging on Scott.
Viewing Scott's bowling profile, you can see that he lacks teamwork skills. In the team match games event, he was a piece of shit 203 times.
In the 6-11 matchup in the Minneapolis region, we'll see Steve and Pat take on Johnny and Nicole.
All right, enough overeating, over drinking, partying all day long, start in the morning, that's done. Let's start this T25 insanity workout and get in shape.
What's that on the bottom of the screen?
You gotta be kidding me! Oh,
How did we make the bags tournament again?
I got no idea. I don't even know. We're terrible. How do we keep making it? I mean, do you even want to play?
I'm so bad my bags always hit the trees. Maybe if Casey cut down a branch.
You know what? I think there's a strong possibility he did cut a branch down. You know what? Screw this T25. Grab me a Coors Light. Let's start practicing. Come on.
Okay.
Reed and Holly, with a 3 seed, will face Mike and Asia, the 14 seed. And the 7-10 matchup is Dan and Amy against Judd and Sandra. Rounding out the Minneapolis region, Brad and Laura, the 2 seed, face John and Laura, the 15 seed.
2 things that stick out to me on the second pairing of the Minneapolis bracket. You got the playing game of Steve and Pat versus Johnny and Nicole. And the Laura Bowl at the bottom of the bracket featuring John and Laura and Brad and Laura.
Now for the St. Paul region. The number 1 seed goes to Pat and Jessica. They'll face the 16 seed Rick and Mallory. In the 8-9 matchup, we have Mike and Leslie against Mike and Nikki. Kurt and Anastasia get the 4 seed. They'll face the reigning champs, Mike and Katie. Tony and Molly get the 5 seed. They'll face off against Jared and Sarah.
I think the theme for this part of the bracket is which Mike is going to prevail. Is it going to be Mike and Nikki, Mike and Leslie, or the returning champs, Mike and Katie?
Matt and Nicole land the 6 seed. Their opponent, Joel and Kimmy, the 11 seed. The St. Paul 3 seed will be Brian and Kristen, facing off against Alex and Katie. In the 7-10 matchup, we have Brandon and Aaron against Carl and Christina. And the last game is Dave and Carol with the 2 seed against Justin and Sarah.
On the second grouping of the St. Paul bracket, let's just see how Dave and Carol sustain their success that they got from last year. Will they prevail? They're a year older, folks. Year older.
And there's your field. Ace, any glaring omissions by the selection committee?
Just one that sticks out, Joe and Megan. I mean, I thought they had a bid locked up earlier in the year, but they just faltered at the end. So they slipped out, and the committee took notice.
All right. Well, let's go to some of your questions that people have sent in. Our first question comes in via email. Mike and Katie will be playing for their 3rd consecutive OBBT championship. Which team has the best chance of ending their dominant run? All right. Well, good question. What do you think, Ace?
I'm thinking if there's one team that could take them down, it'd be Joel and Kimmy. They had a strong run last year, and Kimmy's pace of play is super slow, which works out to their favor because that could push Katie into pregnancy.
Oh, yeah, good point.
So, and how about you?
I really don't think there's anybody that can beat them, except maybe they can beat themselves.
We'll see. That's why we play the games.
That's true. Good point. Our next question also comes via email. Last year at the OBBT tournament, despite having multiple disabled participants, there was no handicap parking, no wheelchair ramps, and no handicap-friendly bathrooms. What, if anything, will the OBBT committee be doing to accommodate people with disabilities this year? Oh, that's another good question. If you remember last year, there was a lot of conspiracy talk about how the OBBT is discriminating against the physically handicapped teams that we had. They got very bad seeds, according to the conspiracists, and they obviously didn't have any parking or bathrooms that they could use. What's the answer to that?
Well, I mean, the 2 teams that we're talking about literally limped into the tourney, okay? But their resumes weren't that great to begin with, so the seeds kind of speak for themselves. And I'm a little perturbed because I got pink eye, I'm performing, I'm doing this,
Fair point.
So squash it. Squash your complaints.
All right. Our last question comes via Twitter. Which new team has the best chance to make a deep run? So, who's it going to be?
Well, out of the new teams, I think it's going to be Sean and Katie. And you know what? I don't even know them. But I know who their first round matchup is. It's Corey and Marie, and I think it's going to be smooth sailing.
What a gift from the selection committee for them, huh?
Yes, indeed.
I personally think Matt and Nicole can make a run. As you know, Matt came out of Assumption, which is known for breeding top-tier beanbag talent.
Can't mess with history.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, that wraps it up for our 2014 OBBT selection show. We'll see everyone on the court Saturday.
Ball is tipped, there you are. You're running for your life. You're a shooting star. And all the years, no one knows just how hard you worked, but now it shows. In one shining moment, it's all on the line. One shining moment, frozen in time. Time is short and the road is long. In the blinking of an eye, how that moment's gone. When it's done, win or lose, you always did your best, 'cause inside you knew that one shining moment you reached deep inside. One shining moment you knew you were alive. Feel the beat of your heart, feel the wind in in your face. It's more than a contest, it's more than a race. When it's done, win or lose, you always did your best, 'cause inside you knew that one shining moment you reached for the sky. One shining moment you knew. One shining moment you were willing to try. One shining